What's going on? It's Sheev the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. Episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett is coming out tomorrow night, and we're going to do a preview, try to predict some of what might happen. We'll probably dabble in some fun prediction stuff. We're probably going to do Star Wars Santa's predictions live on the stream. So let's get into the lair. Let's talk about episode 3, what could potentially happen. And let's just have a good time. Let's go. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Vader's Lair. So, episode 3 probably has a lot to promise after a big episode 2, in my opinion. A lot of fans were very, very pleased after episode 2. Although, of course, not everyone is gonna be happy. You can't please everyone. That's just facts. So, in terms of episode 3, I recently talked to Star Wars Meg a little bit on her Patreon account. So we did some live streams together. I had a little chat with her, and afterwards I kind of talked to her about episode 3, what we could potentially see. And I, of course had to ask her about the purple lightsaber. But we won't get into anything like that yet. But I do want to say, as far as I know, Bosk will not be coming until episode 4, from what the predictions have kind of played out to be. Also, that means that we're not probably getting the Trandocian dinner until next week, although it would make a lot of sense for this week. After seeing episode 2, we saw him walking through the streets of Tatooine, of Mos Espa, and then he sees all the Trandocians kind of looking at him after the tribute from the day before, almost as if they were in shock that he was still alive after the first day of kind of taking over, or after taking over. So I don't think we'll get Bosk or the Trandocians until that next episode next week, episode 4. But it is possible we could see the speeder bike swoop girl that we've seen in the trailers. I'm not set on this being in episode 3. It could be episode 4 or even episode 5. But I wouldn't put it past them to put it in this episode. And while most of this season has been very flashback heavy, I do think this episode we're probably going to get more of the present day. With that being said, though, there will be more flashbacks in this episode, including more Tusken Raiders. So if you're not liking that part of the episode, I am sorry. You have to sit through a little bit more of it. That's probably what's going to happen, though. I do imagine we're going to see the last of that, as we kind of see Boba in some of the trailer footage kind of scouting out in his Tusken robes Jabba's palace. Maybe he had already known Bib Fortuna was there, and that may have been around the time that he was watching Cobb Vanth, and even, had rescued Fennec Shand. So I do think maybe some of the flashbacks might even catch up to the Mandalorian. And whether that's this episode or throughout the rest of the season, I do think we're probably going to get some of that. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. Welcome in if you are here. Big welcome if you are. Smash that like button if you're enjoying this live stream, and subscribe if you're new. A big welcome to you if you are new. Welcome in. How's it doing? How you doing, Kylie? How's it doing? Tim, hey, yes, go check out Star Wars Meg's Patreon. We got some cool live stream up on there. Kylie says, yes, Star Wars Santa predictions. Let's go. We're probably going to get them to them in the back half of the stream, but we're definitely going to do it. And if you guys don't have your predictions up already, every week Star Wars Santa does predictions for the episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, or whatever show is kind of coming out. So this week we have week 3, chapter 3, Book of Boba Fett predictions. We're going to be doing them live on the stream. We're going to be checking out some of what we could see. So in terms of the rest of what we could see this episode, it's highly possible we could get another look at the Hutts. We got a very brief look at them last episode, and it's possible Boba might go back and kind of have a chat with them per se. I don't expect it to be this episode, but I'm just putting it out there that it is possible. Along with the Hutts, as well as them, it's possible we could see Black Krrsantan again. Now, if you guys didn't notice, in that episode, we actually get sort of him and Boba kind of staring each other down. And that's because they actually know each other from the comics. They were hired by Darth Vader to do some stuff on Tatooine together. So they have already known each other. They have a mutual respect. And that's kind of why Black Krrsantan gives Boba a little bit of a nod, as it's more business than personal. I do think we could see him in this episode. It's possible we see them fight in this episode, as it does seem as though Black K was hired to take out Boba Fett. And if we don't see it this episode, it's possible we could see it next episode with Bosk. It's possible Boba tries to make, sort of an arrangement or a deal where the Trandocians are kind of helping him, and Bosk ends up helping him fight Black Krrsantan in episode 5 or episode 4. That would be freaking cool. I do want to bring up a good friend of the channel, Jedi Mike. He brought up that it could be possible we see Cobb Vanth, and with all the friggin' flashbacks we've had, I wouldn't doubt that we could, catch up to Cobb Vanth and the Mandalorian in this episode. As I said, it's also possible we could see Cobb Vanth in the present day as Boba tries to recruit more and more people to help him against the Hutts. I don't think he can really do it alone, and at this point I think there's kind of two ways that this show can go, where it's either Boba Fett versus the Hutts, or kind of War of the Crime Lords, to a sense, instead of War of the Bounty Hunters, where all these crime lords are probably going to be trying to take up the power vacuum that Jabba left. And with the Hutts not being as powerful after Jabba's death, and kind of the galaxy having a hole in it now with the Empire gone, Jabba gone, it's possible all these different crime lords and crime syndicates are going to be trying to reach up for that power to grab it, and Boba Fett has to kind of, go against each and every single one of them. And it's possible that they each have their own champion, as Boba Fett kind of has Fennec Shand, the Hutts have Black K. It could be possible we could see Kira, and maybe she would have Cad Bane as her kind of champion character. It's very possible we see a lot of stuff like that, and I'm here for it. We've kind of heard in the past, there's rumors we could see the entire bounty hunter lineup. So that would include IG-88, Dengar, Bosk, Boba Fett, obviously. So obviously it's his show, right? I'm freaking excited for it. Lancelot Dude says, let's go. How's it going, Lancelot Dude? He says, I think they'll fight. Me too. I really think they will as well. And I think it's going to be a hell of a fight at that. Maybe Din in this episode, says Kylie. That would be pretty crazy to just put Din in episode 3. That would be pretty wild start. I don't think he'll probably come in, if he does, until the back half of the season. But man, I can't wait until we do see Din Djarin. That's going to be freaking awesome. Okay, in terms of other news, recently Tamura Morrison was in an interview where he was kind of starting to say that there was going to be a whole bunch of villains kind of thing in this, or a whole bunch of he was basically indicating that there was going to be a bunch of cameos and characters coming in. And he kind of had stopped himself, and of course Ming-Na Wen is always there to stop him. And he basically went on to say that there's going to be a lot of colorful villains, or colorful kind of characters. And whether he means that in characters with different personalities, and a very diverse group of characters, which could indicate the lineup of bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back or what have you. But it could indicate actual color, as we see Black K. Star Wars Meg had asked me, there's a theory going around that each episode, since there's 7 episodes, is a color of the rainbow. I think personally that is a little bit far-fetched, especially because it seemed like episode 2, the main color that stuck out to me was black for Black Krrsantan, and of course the Hutts as well, although they're more of a slimy green puke color. So it's very interesting he says this, and if it is that thought of the colors of the rainbow, as episode 1 kind of started with the red shield guards, it could be possible the last episode would end in purple, which could be Mace Windu. Now, of course, there's nothing to indicate really to us that Mace Windu is coming, but I will say it seems highly likely to me in the flashbacks that we've gotten so far, and the 2 very, very small scenes that have heavily indicated things, that we could potentially see flashbacks to Jango Fett, and that connection with Boba that he had for his dad is still traumatizing him to this day. And we're going to see him, kind of struggling. And I think even in another interview that Tamura Morrison had, He said that Boba Fett is very angry still, especially at characters like Mace Windu. That's right. Tamura Morrison himself name-dropped the man, and of course Ming-Na was right there to kind of, help him shift gears and get off topic and change it from that. But also, less than a year ago, Ming-Na Wen was in an interview where she had said that she had never worked with Sam Jackson as a Jedi before. Until now, kind of thing. And it's like, wait, what? And she was like, well, no, I was talking about him as Nick Fury. And it's like, what? No, you weren't. So now both of them have kind of indicated some sort of wording of Mace Windu and Samuel Jackson. It's very possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what if he does? That would be freaking awesome. I would love to see Boba finally try to get revenge against his father once more, as he tried to do in the Clone Wars unsuccessfully. So, with that being said, that is the most of what I think we will see this episode and what's kind of been going on. Another interview, I don't know if I talked about it, Tamura kind of talked about a third stunt double that he kind of has. Now he obviously has his main stunt double that kind of does the performance for him and everything. We talked about a second stunt double that was kind of used multiple times from the back where they kind of had his head, and it got a lot of people thinking, including myself, that could indicate, while it wasn't a very big thing that he said, it could indicate that clones are going to be coming in this along with Boba Fett. There could be scenes where his stunt double was used for a stand-in as one of the other clones from a behind the shoulder head view, and that's kind of what I took out of it. But of course we have no indication that the clones are going to come in, other than some of the flashbacks where Boba is clearly struggling with his identity and trying to live up to what his father wanted him to be, which does heavily tie into the clones, as they are all clones of him and his father. The only other thing he said in an interview was that there was going to be a gunship, or that him and another woman would be in a gunship. And of course, that would be Slave One, which we already know is going to be in it from the trailers and from The Mandalorian as well. So it's highly possible, in my opinion, Episode 3 could have Boba retrieving Slave One, or, the flashbacks get all the way to him retrieving Slave One, as we never really saw that in the Book of Boba Fett, or in The Mandalorian, sorry. But yeah, it's pretty freaking cool stuff. I definitely expect that we'll see Slave One within the next couple of episodes, and I did ask Star Wars Meg if we were going to be leaving Tatooine in this series, and she said that it was kind of confirmed at one point that we would be. So I do still expect that we are going to be leaving Tatooine, as Tatooine centric as this show has been. How we doing in the chat though? HOAMC says, I'm expecting the unexpected this week. Definitely think we're gonna see the sit down with the Trandocians and see Boba / Fennec throw hands with BK in Chapter 5. That would be dope, and I think it could be either Chapter 4 or 5. But I honestly think if Robert Rodriguez, killer or no filler kind of thing is, as hyped up as he's making it out to be, it could be possible he fights Black K this episode, and then we get him fighting Bosk even next episode, or fighting with Bosk, recruiting him next episode. I do think, the show is going to kick up and kind of go a lot faster, and we're going to get a lot more. I think these 50-minute episodes are probably around the time frame we can expect for most of the episodes this season. At least I'm hopeful that they will be. Let's see. Let's cross our fingers, but I think that's where it's going. Last bit of news I did want to get into. We're going to do somewhat of a shorter stream, but we'll see how long we end up going. If the chat gets pretty active, we'll try and go for a little bit longer. So Dave Filoni, apparently it's kind of been put out in the trades and whatever. The Direct had an article on it where they said that Dave Filoni has apparently written Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett. Now we know there's going to be 7 episodes, so that would be kind of the setup episode. The season 2 of The Mandalorian, he did episode 5, which was the episode of Ahsoka. And of course, those are two very big and important characters to the Clone Wars, to Dave Filoni in general. And I think it's friggin' awesome that he's doing chapter 6. Now, with that being said, we can kind of speculate based on the fact that he brought in Ahsoka into The Mandalorian with his chapter 5 episode. It's freaking highly possible he could bring in another Clone Wars character, as Dave Filoni so loves to do. Now, I think, especially if you go by the colors of the rainbow, it's highly possible Cad Bane could be the one in this chapter 6 episode, as Cad Bane was Dave Filoni's bounty hunter. That wasn't a character that he kind of helped create. So I highly anticipate episode 6 having Cad Bane, or at least having a big fight with Cad Bane. I kind of have been speculating we could see flashbacks to the unfinished Clone Wars arc, where Boba Fett and Cad Bane kind of work together, and at the end of the arc they end up fighting against each other and shooting each other in the head. It's pretty wild, and I do think we could see it in both flashbacks in the past and even in the present, as it's highly possible Cad Bane could still be alive at this point in the Star Wars universe. So freaking dope. I highly am anticipating chapter 6. I cannot wait for it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm down to get into some predictions here in a minute. How's it going, Mark Hamilton? And duck is what he says. Duck, duck, goose, indeed. Any last do you guys have any predictions for episode 3? Do you think we're gonna see any cool cameos this episode? What are you guys thinking, and how are you feeling about it? Sorry, I know the music's kind of loud. My bad. That was pretty loud music. How are we feeling about it, though? I'm excited for episode 3. We're going to be doing a watch party on the channel here tomorrow night. So if you guys are excited for tomorrow's episode and you're going to be staying up for when it drops, or, it's a reasonable time in your area when it drops, come on by for the episode 3 watch party tomorrow. I think we're going to have a banger of an episode, and I personally cannot wait for it. HOAMC says, by the way, love the reaction video you and Star Wars Meg did. Was funny AF. Dude, it really was. Star Wars Meg is the best. Go check out her channel if you're new here. And if you've, somehow never heard of Star Wars Meg, go check her out because she is the absolute best. Much love to you, HOAMC, though. By the way, I do want to remind you guys, smashing the like button, smashing the like button helps out the channel a tremendous amount. So please, if you are, I do these live streams free of cost because I still don't have that big of a channel. It would help a tremendous amount if you smash the like button for me, or if you just subscribe if you're new here. Heck, why not do both? Thank you, though, for being here. Much love. Okay, so Yogurt in the chat says we still need to see the remainder of the syndicates that will fight this gang war. Yeah, we do. If there is this gang war, and Fennec Shand even in the trailers kind of refers to a war happening, it is highly possible that there is kind of a gang war going on, as you indicated. So I definitely think we still need to see the rest of them, and it would make sense throughout the rest of the season that that's kind of how it plays out. As I said, I do think there is kind of a power vacuum with Jabba being dead, and I think that all these syndicates and crime lords are gonna have to fight it out to the death to take hold of that power. Alright, we're gonna do the chapter 3 predictions, but real quick, I do want to plug us one more time. Go check out Vader's Lair on Twitter and at Sheev the Wise on Instagram to find us on those social media platforms. And we also have a new limited merch, and we might be launching new stuff, but here is what it kind of looks like. Vader's Lair helps out the channel a bunch. Go check it out in the description in the link below. Much love. Let's get into chapter 3 Star Wars Santa predictions. Let's go. All right. So here it is. If you guys have never done it, go check it out. He does give winners to the person with the most points at the end of the season. But the Book of Boba Fett predictions, episode 3. So here we have Sheev the Wise. Got to put your name in, just so he knows who you are. And the first one, Boba Fett kills someone. Well, I'm going to say it right here. I think Boba Fett's going to kill someone almost every episode, because so far I'm pretty sure he has. So I'm going to go with a big fat yes, but let me know what you guys think in the chat. And if you're doing it along with me, let me know what you're putting as your prediction. Number 2, Fennec Shand kills someone. Again, with Boba Fett, I think she has maybe killed someone every episode. Maybe she didn't last week. But if she didn't last week, that's even more reason for her to kill someone this week. So I might vote yes on that as well. Because, heck yeah. Ashton, my guy, how you doing? Ashhammer in the chat says, it would be cool if Boba recruits the Wookiee, but I doubt it. Yeah, if Boba, recruits the Black Wookiee we see, Black Chrysanthemum, that would be dope and would make a lot of sense on their characters, because in the comics we actually find out that they worked together and had kind of done some jobs for Darth Vader on Tatooine, working with Jabba and Darth Vader. So it's pretty freaking cool, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way to recruit him. I don't think Black Chrysanthemum's the most loyal dude to his buyers, so we'll see what happens. Kylie says, will you do Vader's lair, water bottles, and mugs? Yeah, I'm actually really down to do mugs. Personally, I love coffee, so I would just sip my coffee out of my Vader's lair mug all dang day. I'm definitely down to soon, Kylie. HOAMC says, could it be that BK owes Boba a favor or two, which is why Boba wasn't too worried about BK? It could be. It could be. I personally never read those comics. I just kind of have freshened up on my research with it. So I'll have to double check on that for you. And who knows, maybe there's some stuff that happened out of canon or out of story that we don't know about yet. But it's very possible that he maybe owes him some favors. That's a good point, HOAMC. So number 1 was Boba Fett kills someone, and number 2 was Fennec Shand kills someone, and we're going to answer yes to both of those. Number 3 is we will see the Slave One. I just kind of talked about this not too long ago, and Tim just put in Star Wars Santa's predictions. So if you do want to, do it along with us, I'm pinning it to the chat. Star Wars Santa would get a big kick out of it, so go ahead and do it. Go follow his channel, subscribe. Star Wars Santa would appreciate it. He's the best. I love Star Wars Santa. So, will we see the Slave One? I talked about it before. It's possible we could see it in either flashbacks or in the present day. And we have already seen it in episode 1 and 2 via flashback. Both of them, I believe, were on Camino or, with Camino. So I think it's very, very possible we see another flashback to the Slave One, or we see it now in the present day. So I think, honestly, yes, we probably will see Slave One. If we don't, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll probably be losing out on a point there, but I think it's very, very high chances that we do see it. So I'm going to vote yes. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you think we will see Slave One in episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett? Star Wars MCU OG says, I want to see Bosk and BK square off. Yeah, so do I. I think someone had indicated on YouTube that they've already kind of fought in the comics, but honestly, I myself still need to get into more of the comics, so I couldn't tell you for sure. HOAMC says, we won't see Slave One, sadly, due to it being rebranded, unfortunately. Fire spray is lame. Well, I mean, we call it Slave One here. We call it Slave One no matter what, so I think we will see it. But I get what you're saying. We're going to see the fire spray and not the Slave One. For 100%. So I'm voting yes on that. Someone says Jabba in this episode. Man. At some point, I think we are going to get an episode where Jabba is not going to be said. But seeing as it's still kind of the beginning of it, it's possible we could get more crime lords and syndicates that are trying to make a claim to Jabba's throne. It's possible someone is going to say Jabba in this episode. And while all 4 of my answers so far have been yes, I gotta go yes. I think someone will say Jabba in this episode. What do you guys think in the chat? Will someone say Jabba in episode 3? I think yes. Number 5, dinner/lunch with Tatooine's criminal underworld. So that would be kind of a nod to the Trandoshan dinner or meeting that we've seen in the trailers. Initially, I did think it was going to be episode 3, and I kind of talked to Star Wars Meg this weekend, and she had kind of swayed me into thinking it was going to be episode 4. Who knows? He still could have lunch with a different pair of crime syndicates or different members of Tatooine's criminal underworld. However, I don't think it's going to be this episode. Help me out in the chat. We'll do a poll. Dinner/lunch with the Trandocians. Episode 3. My bad. So, do you guys think that the dinner, lunch, or, meeting with the Trandocians will be in episode 3? Yes or no? Put it into the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Help me out with this one because I'm trying to beat Star Wars Santa at his own game. All right, Mark Hamilton says Rebel Force Radio said in their last episode that Afra is coming to live action with their BTS contracts. From their BTS contracts? Makes me think BK will escape this series alive so those two can pair up again. That would be freaking dope. It's highly possible, with Black K, the last kind of time that we saw him, he was kind of hanging or working with Dr. Afra. It's still highly possible he is, or that she's kind of sticking around lunch to him. I read lunch. She's sticking around close to him. So yeah. And tell me about it, Kylie. You guys are making me hungry. I was all of a sudden talking to Mark Hamilton and read yogurt, which is also a food, saying Trandoshan lunch is week 4, and now I'm hungry. Yogurt says Boba Fett needs to face more conflict in week 3 before he approaches Trandoshans for an accord in week 4. Yeah, I feel you, Yogurt. I definitely think that's probably how it's gonna go as well. HOAMC says, please give me Dr. Afra. Dude, that'd be dope. I don't know much about her character. I've dabbled in a little bit of comics, but she is a freaking cool character. So far, 100% of you guys say yes. The Trandoshan dinner is going to be episode 3. Come on, let me know in the poll what you guys think. I think no, but I gotta go no. You guys say yes, but I say no. Let me know in the chat. I might go back and change it. Number 6. We're going to get back to this for a second here. The Nicto gang attacks Boba's Tusken tribe. So what we see, the Nicto gang that he kind of beats up in episode 2 come back and retaliate against his Tusken tribe in episode 3. It could make a lot of sense and be the reason that we don't see him with the Tuskens anymore and why he went to go back for his armor. Honestly, I haven't thought about this much, but that actually makes a ton of sense. Now that I see the question, I 100% think this could happen. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think something bad is going to happen to the Tuskens that Boba's kind of been chilling with? And do you think it's possible the Nicto gang will attack them in this episode 3? HOAMC president says, think they called that the Munchies. Yeah. Anytime you're hungry, it could technically be called the Munchies. By the way, we are right around 420 subscribers. So if you want to be the 420th subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. More Star Wars content is going to be on your way. 2022 is a big Star Wars year. So why not subscribe? You could be the 420th subscriber. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back into this. Mark Hamilton says, yeah, Meg was saying Power Lunch is episode 4. That's what I think as well. You guys disagree with me in the chat or in the poll apparently, but that's okay. HOAMC president says it was cool seeing biker gang in Star Wars. Yeah, that is pretty dang dope. It is. Yogurt says no, Nicto gang joins Boba Fett's team. Cordan Patch is a tell. You think so? But he just beat the crack out of him. I guess we could go no. I think he will. But it might not even happen this episode, so yes or no to it. Is the Nicto gang gonna attack his Tusken tribe? I'm voting no. Alright, number 7. That one's gonna come back to bite me. Watch. Let me know in the chat if you're watching on replay, because I guarantee it will. Number 7. Bomar Monk seen outside of Jabba's palace, which is the little like spider creature that we see in the trailers. Honestly, I feel like we had that scene in the first episode already, and it didn't have the Bomar Monk. I'm gonna go no, but it's highly possible we could see the Bomar Monk. Let me know what you guys think. Will we see the kind of spider thing with the little orange ball at the bottom of it? Will we see that in episode 3? Boba rides a Rancor. I'm going no. I think honestly we'd heard a lot of rumors that Boba Fett was going to be taming a Rancor, riding a Rancor, or it could have been Moochie. There's a lot of speculation that this was going to happen, as in episode 6 we see Luke Skywalker kill the Rancor that was in there, that was named Patisse, or I think it was named Patisse, something like that. Let me know in the chat, because I'm probably wrong. But basically, there is no longer a Rancor in the Rancor pit of Jabba's palace after that. A lot of people were speculating that Moochie from the Bad Batch, who was a young Rancor at the time, could have grown up by now and been the Rancor in there. And it's highly, highly possible we could see Boba Fett still at some point in this show kind of tame a Rancor so that he has one in his pit as well. Will we see it this episode? Were the leaks and kind of rumors about it true? Possibly not. It seemed as though the episode, or the scene that the people might have thought was a Rancor, it could have been that crazy creature we saw in episode 1 that Boba kind of choked out. So I honestly don't know if we will see a Rancor the rest of this series. It's still super possible, but I'm gonna say no for the sake of this. Hey, shout out to Tim. Thank you for being the best mod out there. He says, join Vader's Lair Discord server, and puts in the Discord link. Thank you, Tim. Check out our Discord. It's where a bunch of Star Wars fans just like yourself get together to talk about more Star Wars. Dang it. Because you can never get enough. Number 9. We see the Vespa swoop bike chase scene through Mos Espa with Scad and Drash. I feel like I've been saying yes to this one every dang week. But I do think we might see it. I don't know if we're going to get the swoop bike gang with the Scad and Drash characters this week, but I think it's highly possible. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Carnival Defect, how you doing? Watching as I'm dashing. Hey. Mark Hamilton says flashback scene to get Slave 1 back. Boss got his legs blown off by Boba and War of the Bounty Hunters. Wonder if that'll be a reference in the show. Wow. All right. I've been kind of back and forth on if Bosk and Boba are going to be friends or enemies or frenemies or whatever. And if Boba got his legs blown off in the War of the Bounty Hunters, there's no way they're going to be friends. It's highly possible. Whatever goes down with the Trandocians isn't going to go down very well for Boba. And they're probably going to hire, Bosk, and then Bosk and Black K are gonna both be after Boba. That would be pretty friggin' wild. Ash Hammer says the director said it's flashback heavy until like episode 6. So I bet we get a lot of flashback stories and a lot more of the backstory, but those 2 episodes were just about the Tuskens. Yeah, and I do think, I think it's been somewhere around 70% flashbacks so far, which is insane, to be honest. So I do think we're going to shift back to the norm. And even though we're going to get more flashbacks throughout the series, I think it's going to shift more heavy into kind of present day, especially in the back half and episode 6 and 7. HOAMC says, can Trandocians grow back their limbs? That's an excellent question. Seeing as they're lizards, I presume that they can, HOAMC. And yeah, Mark Hamilton says in the chat that yes, that they can. As I thought that they could, and that would make sense. So thank you, Mark Hamilton, for clarifying. Ashhammer says, we did see a shot from the trailer where Boba looks at the palace in his Tusken clothes. Yes, I do think that could be either a flashback scene from this episode or maybe even next week's episode. Heck, we could get flashbacks until episode 7, and it could be in the finale or episode 6. Who knows? We see a flashback scene is number 10. Yes, we will. We will definitely see a flashback scene. You can bet on that. Din Djarin cameo is number 11. I'm going to go no. Let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking with these two. But in terms of flashbacks, yes. Din Djarin, probably no. Luke Skywalker, probably no as well. And Grogu, I'm going to say no. Let me know what you guys think on those 4. Will we see a flashback scene? Din Djarin, Luke Skywalker, or Grogu? Yes to the flashback scene. No to Din, no to Luke, and no to Grogu. Cobb Vanth cameo. Whew, this is a tough one. Should we call our shot? It's so much more glorious when you have it on footage recording. But also, with me saying that, now someone's going to clip it and send it to me and be like, ha, you were wrong. But Cobb Vanth in this episode, I'm going yes. I'm going yes. That's a hopeful yes, but you gotta sometimes vote against the grain. I think Cobb Vanth is going to be in episode 3. I do. Dr. Aphra cameo. This episode, oh man. If there is a Dr. Aphra cameo, it is probably this episode. Especially after Black K. Man, that's rough. That's rough. I haven't heard too much about Dr. Aphra, but with what has kind of been going on, I'm going to do a poll. Alright, let me know who you guys think is more likely to show up this episode. Do you think it's going to be Cobb Vanth, or do you think it's going to be Dr. Aphra? Between those two characters, will we see Cobb Vanth or Aphra? Let me know in the poll, in the chat below, who's more likely to show Aphra or Cobb Vanth. Honestly, I think Cobb Vanth is a given at this series, in my opinion, with him having the Boba Fett armor prior to Boba getting it back, especially with him being on Tatooine and kind of being a sheriff or marshal of Tatooine as well. I think it's highly likely at some point we will see Cobb Vanth. So that makes me want to say yes 100% to him. Dr. Aphra is very up in the air with me. I don't even know if she'll show up in the series. Black K is obviously highly closely tied to her. So it's very possible we could see Dr. Aphra. But do you guys think we will? Yogurt says week 3 Din equals no, not until after Boba Fett flies to Tython week 5. Okay. Mark Hamilton says those Nictos get more swoops from the trailer. Yes, they do. I'm going to go no on Dr. Aphra this week and no on the Kira cameo. And I think I'm going to go no on Cad Bane this week as well. Cad Bane is the person I want to see the most, but I think he's coming to episode 6. As we know that Dave Filoni is writing that episode, so that'll be the episode I click yes on Cad Bane cameo. And hopefully I'm right. Will we see the Hutt twins in this episode? Whew. And will Crimson Dawn be mentioned? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Man, I don't know if we're going to get the Twin Hutts after that last episode. It's super possible we could see again what's kind of going on with them. But I don't know if we will. If we get Black K, it's possible we could just literally get a fight scene with him and Boba and nothing except, a mention or a nod to the Hutts, and maybe we don't even see them. But it's possible we see him, storming back to them and kind of showing them what's what and proving that he is the crime lord now. So will we see the Hutts twins in this episode? Man. Mark Hamilton says, I think the Rancor is still coming. Yeah, it probably still is. I hope it is. I would love to see Moochie. But will the Hutt twins be in this episode? Ashen says, I feel like they put that Rancor and Cad Bane in Bad Batch for a reason. They probably did. I've been on the train that we're going to see Moochie, and I hope we do. No, says Avilaki dos Labitos. Probably not. Probably not to both of them, right? We're probably not going to get a mention of Crimson Dawn this episode, and we're probably not going to get the Hutt twins, but no and yes. So yes, we're going to get a mention of Crimson Dawn, and no, we're going to get the Hutt twins, or we're not going to get the Hutt twins again. Okay. All right. What does everyone else think? Crimson Dawn being mentioned, I feel like we have a less likelihood of that happening than we do the Hutt twins, if I'm being honest. So is Crimson Dawn going to be mentioned? I got to lock in the answer is no. Because I don't think so. Will the twin Hutts show up once again? Probably not, but I feel like we've gone back to characters right away so far in this show. As honestly, last week we got, or the first week we see the Twilight lady. Can't remember her name right now, but we see the Twilight woman, and we go right back to her again in episode 2. We see the dude that works for the mayor, his dunce or whatever you want to call him. We see him both in episode 1 and episode 2. We saw the mayor last episode. I think it's honestly possible we could see the mayor again this episode. So will we see the Hutt twins? Hey, fool, what's up, X-Wing? How you doing? I'm going to say yes. We're going to see the Hutt twins. I think we will. I think we're going to go back to them. I think we're going to see Black K again, but that's hopeful wishing, man. So, the last bit of the Star Wars Santa predictions, have you kind of write in an answer. So, you guessed something in this episode. No, must be a legitimate guess. No freebie answers. Of course. Nothing freebie unless it's from Star Wars Santa himself. We know it's rigged. Yes, it's dunce. That guy is a dunce. Alright. So I think episode 3, I think we might see Jango in the flashbacks. Bold prediction here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna probably waste a potential extra point, but I'm doing it. So a big part of why I think that we're going to see Jango Fett in flashbacks is because so far in episode 1 and episode 2, we've had a big hint towards him and his to Jango, and kind of the trauma that Boba went through watching his father, and that's a literal replica of him, die in front of his eyes. So I think we're going to see Jango, as they even hinted to it in episode 2, as he takes the little lizard trip. We see another flashback to Boba Fett on, not Camino. We did see him on Camino, though. I'll get to that in a second. We saw him on the other planet. What was that called? Geonosis. We see Boba on Geonosis, and as he's holding the helmet of Jango Fett, inside the helmet you see a reflection of Boba Fett. as he's like screaming in agony after coming out of the Sarlacc, or at least it looks like he's in pain, as it is a reflection to the pain his father went through and watching his father be beheaded before him. So I think throughout the season, we're probably going to get more and more of these flashbacks, and at some point we're going to see probably Jango Fett, as even in the second episode's flashbacks, along with that, we also see Boba on Kamino as he's watching his father leave. And honestly, when you think about it, this probably happened time and time again. Boba was raised at a normal rate of acceleration, so he ages just like you and I. So each and every time his father left him and he was left with the Kaminoans, he had to watch as his father left him behind. And that probably did a toll on him as a kid, as he never really had his father there while he was off doing bounties. And what little time he could spend with him, Jango was often highly trying to train his son or prepare him to be a bounty hunter as he was. So Boba didn't really have much of a normal childhood, and he does kind of connect to Omega in that way, as we see her having a similar childhood on Kamino as well. So my final answer to my guess in Star Wars Santa's prediction is that we will see Jango Fett in flashbacks. But we're going to recap so far. So number 1, Boba Fett kills someone. I went yes. Number 2, Fennec kills somebody. I went yes as well. Number 3, we will see the Slave One. We went all 4 of the first questions. Yes, we will see the Slave One. And yes, someone is going to say Jabba's name in this episode. As far as the Trandoshan dinner, I said no. Nicto gang attacking Boba's Tusken tribes. I feel like this one's going to get back to me and I'm going to get it wrong, but I've said no. Number 7 is that the Bomar monk will be seen outside of Jabba's palace. I voted no. Number 8, Boba rides a Rancor. Went with a no to that one as well, although this could be the episode we see it happen. Number 9, we see the Vespa swoop by gang seen through Mos Espa. I went yes, although I've been saying that almost every week and I've been getting it wrong every week, so that might happen episode 5 or maybe even 4. We see a flashback. Of course we're going to see a flashback. Definitely smash yes on that one. Din Djarin cameo, Luke Skywalker cameo, Grogu cameo. All no for me. And number 14, I do think it's possible we will see Cobb Vanth in this episode, so I'm going to take the chance and say yes. Dr. Aphra cameo, I went ahead and voted no. Kira cameo, I don't think it's happening yet, if it happens at all, so I'm going no. Cad Bane, expect episode 6, no for me on this one. The Hutt twins, we're going yes. Crimson Dawn, no. And Jango Fett, I think we might see in flashbacks. Submit. So go check out Star Wars Santa's predictions if you guys want to submit your own. There is a link at the top. I guess it would be down here at the top of the chat. So if you guys want to go submit your own predictions just like I did, go check it out. Let's get into the lair and let's talk about the Book of Boba. Let's go. All right. So let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling. 82% of you guys said that Cobb Vanth is more likely to appear in episode 3 than Dr. Aphra, and I gotta agree with you. But I think that we probably will be seeing Black K again, so it's possible we do see her. I am excited to see it though. I cannot wait for what episode 3 holds. Check us out tomorrow. We're going to be doing a watch party as around 11:30, 11:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So right before the episode drops, wherever you are in the world. We're going to be starting about 15 to 30 minutes before that. I cannot wait. Tune in. And if you guys enjoyed this live stream, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. It helps out the channel a lot. A big welcome to you if you are new. What else are we thinking? Final thoughts in the chat. Go submit your own. Go subscribe to Star Wars Santa. How you guys doing? How's the start of the week to you? All good picks, Chief. Hey, HOAMC president, I'm trying to do my best this time because I missed 1 week during the Bad Batch. I literally missed 1 week out of the whole show. And somehow I was like 30 points behind Star Wars Santa. I was like, man, Star Wars Santa kills it at these predictions. But we all know it's rigged. It's rigged. You know, he's going to win every time. Reefer Man Reviews. What up, my dude? He said Aphra is not going to show up. And he said, what's up? How you doing, my dude? He also says it's been said Afra will appear in live action. So, yeah, there's kind of been rumors she might even show up in the Book of Boba. So it's possible this could be the episode we see it, especially after seeing Black Chrysanthemum. I don't know if I'm going to say yes. So I don't know if I'm going to say yes yet. X-Wing says bold strategy there, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, hopefully my predictions pan out there, but I did take a couple of chances. Sometimes you got to do it. X-Wing, you got to get me on a Boomer Council again, man. If you're still watching, go check out X-Wing's channel. He's freaking dope dude. So go check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. Go watch his channel, because I might even be on the Boomer Council soon. Even though I'm only 22, I'm as boomer as it gets. Big things to come, though. I cannot wait for episode 3 of the Book of Boba. Again, make sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to be doing that watch party. We might even do a stream before, but probably not. Keep your eyes peeled, because that part 2 of the full canon story of Boba Fett that we're finally completing over here on the channel, I think this is going to be the week it drops. So keep your eyes peeled for it. It probably will come out after the episode, either Wednesday or Thursday. But we'll see what happens. Just know it's coming soon, and there's probably going to be a part 3, if not also a part 4. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Part 1 is already on the channel. If you want to get to know Boba Fett a little bit more or refresh your memory, we're doing a whole full canon story on Boba Fett. So go check out part 1 and part 2 when it drops. Hey, much love, X-Wing. Kylie says you got to take risks sometimes. Hey, you got to risk it for the biscuit. For sure. Boomer Gang for life. Hey, hell yeah, you already know. Reefer Man Review says, thanks, Tim. I was just looking up X-Wing. Hey, there you go. In the chat. Go check him out. That's my guy. Gang. I'm hyped, though. I'm glad you've been enjoying the Book of Boba, by the way, X-Wing. I know Boba Fett is a big character to you. I know you love that dude. I know you got his helmets. And I'm freaking can't wait until I get my re-armored Boba helmet. But, man, it's going to be lit. I cannot wait for episode 3. I think the rest of the season, we're going to get a lot more cameos. Star Wars Sin also has a kind of cameo, like, sheet, I guess you could call it. What do you want to call it? Bingo sheet. It's a bingo sheet. So we're doing like a bingo thing along with the predictions, and you get extra points for the bingo thing. And if you get it all of the characters in a row, kind of you win the bingo, and that means you win another prize on Star Wars Santa's channel. So go check it out. You can hit him up in his Discord as well, or ask in Vader's Lair Discord how to join Star Wars Santa's Discord, and we can kind of point you to the right direction. But yeah, you already know I got Black K, and I got a couple other characters on my sheet already crossed out. For those that had Max Rebo, good on you. Way to get that one right. It's been dope to see Max Rebo the past 2 episodes for sure. X-Wing says mine's waiting at home on a damn work trip for 6 more days. Finna wear it all day. Dude, that's, first of all, that sucks that you're on a work trip. I kind of saw that you were going out of town for a bit, but hope it goes well, man. I hope you enjoy your time, and until you do come back. And being in Cali, we definitely gotta hang out sometime, my guy. We gotta meet up eventually. Reeferman Review says, I predict we're going to cry by the end of the series. The reason's unclear yet, but I think we are definitely going to have more tearful moments, especially in the flashbacks. I don't think you're wrong, Reeferman, especially for someone like me. If I start crying like Theory, I hope I get that many views. HOAMC says, think they'll cast Chloe Bennett as Dr. Aphra. She certainly looks the part. That'd be cool. I'd be down for it. I think Star Wars Meg would be a good Dr. Aphra, but we'll see what happens. If it could be possible they already casted someone, and I don't know if it'd be Chloe Bennett. If I don't know what's been up with her, so we'll see. That'd be dope though. What was I just thinking about? I don't even know. Last thoughts on Book of Boba, I guess. I don't know. Mace Windu might be coming. purple gang. Chloe Bennett question got my mind racing. I don't even know anymore. Real quick, I'll kind of go over last kind of news stuff. I will tell you guys that it's kind of been said that Jedi Fallen Order 2 we're going to get our first look at before, or probably around Star Wars Day. We might even get our first look on Star Wars Day. I do think Lucasfilm has kind of been paying attention to Disney Plus Day, Investor Day, and Star Wars Day for the past couple of years, and they understand that fans want that day to mean something, actually. So I think we might get a big Star Wars Day this year, along with the crazy amount of Star Wars we're already getting. But yeah, we're probably going to get our first look at Jedi Fallen Order soon. That kind of was a pretty interesting news recently. I'll pull up some other stuff real quick just to see what else has been going on. But there's been quite a lot to catch up on. I'll tell you that, guys. I'll tell you guys that much. There were some new Book of Boba posters. We got Black K. That poster was dope. Force for Change stuff. Apparently there's a new Rogue Squadron games being worked on, or maybe like an addition to the game. I know not Star Wars, X-Wing will probably be excited about that. That's pretty cool. Reeferman Review says Chloe Bennett would be awesome for the role of Dr. Aphra. I was saying that a while ago, like last year. Hey, there you go. I would be down, man. I'd be down to see it. It appears EA is working on a story-driven, single-player focused Star Wars game. Yeah, I did see that. I think we talked about that before. Yeah, I think we covered most of the bases, though. As more stuff is coming out, we'll try and do more streams and videos throughout the week. Definitely, again, keep your eyes peeled for the full canon story of Boba Fett Part 2, as we're going to be covering the entire full canon story of Boba Fett. So go check it out. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a watch party here on the channel, so make sure that you are subscribed, like the video, and like that video as well, as it helps out the channel a lot. And we'll see you around 11:30 or 11:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow night, 15 minutes before the episode drops, and we're going to be watching the episode together, breaking it down, reviewing it, going over the whole thing. So let's go. Book of Boba Fett episode 3, here we come. Go check us out on Twitter. Go check us out on Instagram, at Vader's Lair, at Sheev the Wise. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your week. And if you're on the East Coast or watching on the replay, thank you for tuning in. Much love for you making it until the end. Been having trouble talking today, but thank you guys for tuning in to me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll see you throughout the rest of the week. Go check out Mater's Lair. I guess that's what you can call it now. Go check out Star Wars Meg and Star Wars Meg's Cantina. I think it's called Meg's Cantina, actually. Go check us out there, though. Again, we're one subscriber away from 420. So if you want to be the 420th subscriber, go ahead, subscribe. Go check me out on Meg's Patreon, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys, though. Much love for tuning in. Have a good night, and may the Force be with you always. Peace. Real quick, for those that don't know, since Avi put it into the chat, Avi Aki Dos Labitos, the name Sheev is a nod to Sheev Palpatine, our Lord, Savior, and Emperor. Sheev spells it Sheev, but I spell it with an I because I am Sheev. So that's what the name Sheev means. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Book of Boba, episode 3, here we come!